What's good, YouTube? This video is going to be about a sneaky manipulation tactic guys are taught to use on women to destroy their egos or to put them in their place or to lower their value or whatever by red pill creators, alpha male trainers, and the likes of those. Now, before I start this, I do want to acknowledge that a lot of these tactics are based in fear of rejection. Men usually resort to these tactics because they themselves have a fear of invalidation. They themselves have a fear of rejection. Unfortunately enough, a lot of women actually, whether or not they want to admit it to themselves, require a few of these things, which kind of programs men against women or against healthy relationships because they learn that to get a woman, you have to do these sort of things. So yes, critique the man, judge the man, be critical of the man for doing these tactics, but also look inside yourself. Figure out if you're the type of woman who actually requires this bullshit from men. And if you do, you need to break your programming. And I can't tell you how to do that in this video, but you need to figure out, you need to sit with yourself and figure out what you're doing wrong, what you're accepting, and what you're trying to attract to yourself, and what you're responding to. Because men do this stuff because it works. They wouldn't do it if it didn't work. They wouldn't do it if it wasn't effective. So why is it so effective on you? So yes, be critical of the man, but sit with yourself and figure out why this shit works on you in the first place. Why you're so programmed against people who validate you, who respect you, who want the same things you want. Why you only have chemistry with the types of men who do this dumb shit. Sit with yourself. Now onto the tactic. A lot of men won't call a woman, they won't contact her, they just poke at her. They just poke at her, talk to her, flirt with her, exchange numbers, don't use it, don't text, don't call. But then if she gets curious, if somehow or another it comes up in conversation, hey, you did get my number 3 weeks ago, why haven't you called? He's like, oh, I thought you were gonna call me. Or you're talking to a guy and you might have had a back and forth with him, you might have texted him a little bit, but you don't really hear from him. And in that flirty exchange, he suggests you hit him up sometimes. You call him. Men will find a way to invite you to contact them, to invite you to ask them out, to invite you to pursue or to chase them. Anytime a man does that, it's a red flag. He's probably using tactics because it's not the natural order of things. Anytime a guy goes out of his way to poke at you and to flirt with you, but then not call, that takes a little bit of effort because he's building tension, not just for you, but for himself. So then for him to invite you to hit him up, invite you to call him, invite you to check on him, it means he's trying to get you to chase him. He's poking at you, tag, you're it, chase me. Again, men are taught this from alpha male creators, from red pillars, from whatever, pickup artists, right? But they're taught this because it works. Women sometimes require men to invalidate them through the distance or through the lack of eagerness in approaching them or in pursuing them. A lot of women are much more interested in the guys that they are trying to fight for attention for. So men are learning how to make women fight for attention at every step of the way. The problem with this is the type of man who's going to apply all of these tactics is generally not even going to want you. Right? He's been trained against women and the value that they might have in love and in life, period, to a man. In many cases, when a guy is very good at applying these tactics, it's because he does it on a very regular basis and he's only really training up bed warmers for himself. He's not actually looking for a relationship or looking for love. He doesn't have an intent to love a woman. The type of guy who invites you to hit him up like he's a princess is not going to want anything serious from you. Anytime you have to ask yourself, does he like me? Is he interested at all? The answer is no. You don't have to guess about it. The answer is no. Men sit in ambiguity and cause confusion when they don't care for a woman and they're trying to manipulate something out of her. Now, just to be clear, if you're new to my channel, I make no assumption that all women are innocent. In fact, I meet a lot of not innocent women. I meet a lot of shitty women, just like we meet shitty men. So my point in bringing this stuff up is to try to help the women who do have a genuine intention to love a man and start a family and have a healthy love life. It is not to change the mind of a woman who likes to play games with men. But when you see a man doing this stuff, when you see a man refusing to contact you, but poking at you and prodding at you, and then like, why you haven't called me? You haven't hit me up. Where you been? That's another one. A guy asks you where you been when he hasn't dialed your number. His fucking fingers aren't broke. He knows you want to talk to him. He knows you're interested. He's pretended to be interested enough in you that you've exchanged numbers and that you've exchanged either flirty messages or flirty words in person. He's poking at you on purpose. He's trying to get you intrigued enough to move first so he can get the leverage and have the power and set the dynamic that you chase him and not the other way around. If you find yourself chasing every guy you talk to, it's because you require that excitement. It's because you're pre-programmed to need the invalidation of a man and to chase the validation of that man once he invalidates you with distance, with ignoring you, with a backhanded compliment, if he compliments you at all, with tactics and tricks to get you interested in him and to pull you toward him without him actually doing anything. You require that. At some point, you have to stop chasing butterflies, chasing chemistry. You have to just start getting to know people, learning about people, taking the long road to romance. And yes, you can't force chemistry. You can't force attraction. I get it. But if you only find yourself attracted to people who are playing with you, then the problem is you. At a societal level, women require this crap from guys sometimes, whether it's strategic or whether it's him just being him naturally. But they require this stuff. Not all, but many. So men have learned to fabricate and synthesize this type of environment so that women can feel like they're more hot, they're more valuable, they have more chemistry with them, all of these different things. If some of you women could just allow a man to pursue you without feeling like he's less than, without feeling like, oh, he's put me on a pedestal, this is boring, or whatever. If a lot of you ladies could break that programming that you need 100% excitement from and butterflies and sparks and chemistry and fireworks from the very beginning based on your anxiety of him not liking you, you would be able to find good men. Many of you would anyway. We often hear about how good men don't exist or good men are few and far between. Good men are not good at these things. Most of the time, a good man is too genuine to pretend to not like you or to not call you or to tell you to call him or to do any of these things. There are a lot of tactics videos coming up, but a lot of times women aren't attracted to good men and then they fall for this garbage. Yo, hit me up sometimes. Don't be afraid to hit me up. Don't be a stranger. Never respond to a man if he tells you some shit like that. Don't hit him up. Do be a stranger. Move on. Men do this strategically. They know they can call you. They know you want that. They're trying to make you thirst for them. They're trying to get you out of your body and out of control of your own emotions as it pertains to how you feel about them. It makes you more usable, more malleable, more controllable. And it becomes a big game of follow the leader. And because a lot of these guys aren't natural leaders, they don't know how to lead a household or a community. They trick you into a subordinate position with tactics, but that doesn't make them strong men. And it doesn't make you compatible just because you have chemistry with those tactics. A lot of you think you're chasing a guy. A lot of you think that guy is special. A lot of you think you have chemistry with him, but you really just have chemistry with those invalidating tactics. The guy doesn't matter. The guy could change. It could be one of 10 different guys. There's nothing special about the guy. The tactic gives you chemistry. You need to check yourself about that. Anyway, that's all I got for now. I wanted to keep this short. There are some more videos on some dark tactics that men are using on women. But again, they only use these tactics because they work. So yes, go be disgusted at these guys. They're weak men. They're liars. They're suckers. They're cheats. They're all of these things. But also check yourself. Be disgusted with yourself. Why does this stuff work on me? Why do I require men to pretend that they don't see me for who I am, don't want me, and don't desire me genuinely from an emotional place? You have to ask yourself why you hate those things too. Because if you want to find a good man, you're going to have to learn to accept love. And that's the problem. Many of us have intimacy issues accepting love. And that's your trauma. That's your programming. So again, more videos are coming. That's all I got for now. Follow me at KFIC24 on Instagram. I'll get with y'all later.